deep in the coal mines. Men work tirelessly underground until a sudden blast tears through the tunnels. Panic spreads, leaving many workers badly hurt. Oliver steps in without a second thought, pulling the wounded out one by one. But tragedy strikes. His fellow worker Ted doesn't make it. His body is brought home, and his wife, crushed by grief, breaks down as her world collapses. Elsewhere, a young woman named Connie attends a lively party. There, she meets a well-dressed, wealthy man named Clifford. They strike up a conversation and quickly grow fond of each other. Before long, they are dancing together for everyone to see, and soon enough, they fall deeply in love. Not long after, they marry, vowing loyalty and devotion. Their early days as husband and wife are filled with joy, but that happiness doesn't last. Soon after, Clifford is sent to fight in the First World War. During his service, he suffers a terrible injury. When he finally returns, his family and household staff gather to greet him with love and relief. Connie, standing at the front, is overjoyed, until the truth sinks in. Clifford is paralyzed from the waist down and now confined to a wheelchair. The once strong and confident man is forever changed by the war. With each passing day, Clifford withdraws further, seeing himself as a burden instead of a husband. Still, Connie stays close, offering comfort and strength, reminding him that her love has not faded. She promises to stand by him through everything. Meanwhile, Oliver writes to his fiancée, sharing that he has left the mines because he too has been called to serve in the war. But when he returns home, his heart breaks. He finds that his fiancée is already with another man. He doesn't confront her, choosing instead to walk away in silence. Later, Oliver arrives at Clifford's estate in search of work. During their talk, Clifford discovers that Oliver once served under him in the war. Impressed by his composure and service, Clifford hires him as the gamekeeper, responsible for the birds in the woodland cottage nearby. Because of his condition, Clifford buys a motorcar to move around more freely. Driving it gives him a rare taste of independence, as if a part of his old self has returned. One day, Clifford takes Connie to visit the cottage where Oliver now lives. It is here that Connie first sees Oliver, and something unspoken stirs between them. On the way back, she tries to catch his attention with small glances and light remarks, but Oliver stays reserved, focused only on his work. The following day, Mrs. Betts, the headmistress, informs Connie that Clifford has asked for the cottage keys. Seeing a chance to meet Oliver again, Connie decides to deliver them herself, but Oliver greets her coldly, saying she shouldn't have bothered to come just for the keys. His distance wounds her, and Connie leaves quietly, feeling brushed aside. Later, Connie receives a letter from Oliver. It is an apology for his harsh tone. She visits him again at the cottage, and this time finds him shirtless while fixing a birdcage. She can't help but stare until he quickly slips his shirt back on, unaware of her lingering gaze. Connie then speaks to him about his short apology, and the conversation turns tense. She mentions wanting to paint at the cottage for the peace it offers, but Oliver misunderstands, thinking she wants him gone. Their words turn sharp, each hiding emotions they dare not admit. Frustrated, Connie decides to leave, but heavy rain forces her back. Oliver leads her inside to warm by the fire. She urges him to do the same, but he stays distant, worried about what might happen if anyone learns they are alone together. Hurt once more, Connie rises and walks away, returning home. That evening, Connie tries to be close with Clifford in an intimate way, but the reality of his paralysis makes it impossible. Though Clifford loves her deeply, he cannot respond as she hopes, leaving them both frustrated and distant. The next day, they talk about their inability to have children. Clifford admits his sorrow that the Chatterley name will not be carried on. He speaks of his hope that science might someday give them an answer, but the weight of the conversation lingers heavily between them. Later, Clifford endures another grueling therapy session. The pain becomes too much, and Connie, unable to bear watching him suffer, puts a stop to it. With that, Clifford's last bit of hope fades. Connie visits Oliver and notices some chicks in a cage. When she gently holds one, Oliver remarks that the chick must have mistaken her for its mother. His words remind her of the child she may never have. Overcome with sadness, she breaks down in tears. As Oliver comforts her, their eyes lock, and an unspoken feeling passes between them. He quietly leads her inside the cottage. There, Connie tells him he doesn't seem like a coward. As he admits his fears, she softly assures him that he shouldn't be. Soon, they give in to temptation and share a kiss that deepens until they can no longer resist each other. Before leaving, Connie asks if he regrets what happened. Oliver answers no. He has already fallen in love with her, and he believes she belongs with him now. That night, a violent storm sweeps through. Thunder shakes the skies as Oliver lies awake, restless with longing for Connie. She, too, cannot sleep. Pulled by desire, she slips out into the night, seen only by a maid named Ivy. Oliver, waiting with hope, is startled when Connie suddenly arrives. She promises never to leave him alone again. Wrapped in the storm's fury and in each other's arms, they share another night of passion. Later, Clifford hosts a party at the estate and invites Connie's old friend, Duncan. She is surprised to see him again. During the evening, Duncan asks her to dance, and as they share whispered words, Clifford watches them silently from afar. The next morning, Clifford tells Connie he still wants a child, even if it means the father won't be him. Connie realizes, with shock, that Clifford invited Duncan with this in mind, hoping Duncan would be the one to give her a baby. Hurt and angered, she sees that Clifford cares more about an heir than about her. Shaken, Connie seeks out Oliver, and once again, they fall into each other's arms. Not long after, Connie discovers she is pregnant. When she tells Clifford, he is filled with joy. He asks her about the father, but Connie refuses to answer. One day, Clifford invites Connie to visit Oliver. As they walk, Oliver suddenly appears and kisses Connie, but the moment is cut short when Clifford's motorcar gets stuck nearby. Clifford calls out for Oliver, who rushes to help. Despite his poor health from years in the mines, Oliver pushes hard while coughing violently, worrying Connie. Clifford ignores her pleas and orders his servant to make him push harder. At last, Oliver frees the car, then quietly walks away. Connie, angry at how Oliver was treated, scolds Clifford, but he insists Oliver was only doing his duty. Without another word, Connie hurries to Oliver's side and firmly tells Clifford to call a doctor, leaving him both surprised and suspicious. Connie runs to the cottage and finds Oliver weak and ill in bed. He tells her he brought this upon himself and doesn't want to be coddled. As they speak, he bitterly accuses her of wanting him only for a child, like he's nothing more than a breeding animal. Connie pleads, saying she loves him for who he is, not just for a baby. But wounded by his past and the gulf between them, Oliver pushes her away, insisting their love can never last. Connie cries heavily in her bed, worrying Clifford, but she assures him that the baby is safe. Oliver suggests they announce the pregnancy soon to prevent gossip. What they don't realize is that Ivy overhears, learning for the first time that Lady Chatterley is expecting. Later, Ivy goes to Oliver's cottage and stumbles upon Connie's diary. As she reads its pages, she discovers the truth, that the baby Connie carries is not Clifford's but Oliver's. That evening, during the celebration for the coming child, Ivy hands the diary to Clifford, exposing Connie's affair and revealing Oliver as the father. Clifford demands to know why she is doing this. Ivy unleashes her anger, accusing him of exploiting people like her and recalling her late husband Ted, who died in the mines while working for him. She reminds Clifford how she was denied fair compensation, left to live in humiliation, while the Chatterleys continued in comfort without consequence. Bitter with grief and rage, Ivy tells Clifford he will one day face the punishment he deserves for all the injustice caused. Connie approaches Clifford afterward, but he pushes her away, blaming her for ruining everything they had. He declares their name will now forever be stained because of her. As Ivy is escorted out of the house, Connie confronts her, asking who told her about the affair. Ivy admits no one needed to, she saw it clearly. Connie confesses openly that she loves Oliver with all her heart. Realizing her mistake, Ivy breaks down in regret and urges Connie to go find Oliver before he is gone for good. Connie runs to Oliver's cottage, only to find it empty. Heartbroken, she turns to leave. But just then, Oliver returns. Connie rushes into his arms. Oliver says he must leave before others come after him. Connie insists she can protect him and reminds him she is carrying his child, which matters more to her than anything. Oliver admits he fears raising a child in such a difficult, changing world. Believing he is giving up on them, Connie turns to walk away, but Oliver stops her, confessing that all he ever wanted was to be with her. At that, Connie embraces him, and they share a deep, passionate kiss. Soon after, Connie goes to the factory to face Clifford. He reminds her of the 2 vows she made, to marry him and to give him an heir. But Connie calmly explains that life has changed, and all she wants now is to be free for one reason, love. Clifford bitterly says her feelings have destroyed the order of life. Connie doesn't argue, she simply asks for a divorce. When Clifford realizes she intends to marry Oliver, his anger flares and he demands to meet him. When Oliver arrives, Clifford insults him cruelly, likening Connie's love to lying with an animal. Oliver fires back, condemning Clifford and his class for sending brave men to die in war while they hid behind wealth and fear. Enraged but beaten, Clifford orders Oliver to leave and spits out that Connie's child is a bastard. Oliver nearly strikes him, but Connie pleads for peace. She reminds Clifford of the man she once loved and begs him to show that same courage by letting her go. At last, as they prepare to leave, Clifford reluctantly agrees. He grants the divorce and tells Oliver to take her, adding bitterly that all he has left now is the world, but not love. As the car pulls away, Connie glances back at the mansion with a quiet smile, then turns to Oliver. Wrapping her arms around him, she feels at peace, ready to begin their new life together.